Hey folks, my name is Elliot Mehrhoff with CommoditiesGuy.com. I'm here to talk about and to show you what dollar Canada bearish divergence looks like, and to explain a little bit how we could somehow forecast in the future of what will happen with specifically dollar Canada, but it could be applied to everything, any other currency pairs as well. So in front of you, you see that there is a daily chart. I went back 2 years, but I think on your screen you probably only have a couple of months, but that's all we really need. And on top, you see the price action, and the price action in dollar Canada is obviously going higher. For those who have followed the currency markets, we've known that the U.S. dollar has done very well against all currencies, but specifically against the Canadian dollar. Over the last couple of months, the Canadian economy has had some troubles, and obviously the U.S. economy is doing fairly well, relatively well compared to certainly Canada. So we've seen the currency rate, as you can see, go up almost on a 45-degree angle. You see the line, the trend line on top, which basically is a guide to show you how we've only gone higher in the currency markets over the last 4 or 5 months. On the bottom of the chart, you see an RSI, which is a relative strength indicator, which basically gives you an idea how strong the price action is. Price action is measured, it's a mathematical formula. It's measured based on the last 14 days. I used an RSI 14, but one uses, traditionally people use either a 9-day or a 14-day. I like to use both, frankly, but a 14-day is a little bit more difficult in terms of showing the actual indicator overbought and oversold. That being said, we see how the indicator has gone down, even though price action has gone up. This is what we would call typical bearish divergence. So how prices keeps on going up, but yet the strength of the price is waning. There are a couple of things to note here, and the reason why I like it. And by the way, I put this all on my Twitter page, which we'll get to at the end, and it'll be on the website as well. But we'll get to that at the end. For now, you see how part of this is coming from an overbought situation. Typically, overbought and oversold on RSI is somewhere over 75 or under 25, depending if you look for overbought or oversold. Generally speaking, one of the characteristics of divergence is you kind of want it to come from an overbought or an oversold situation. And here you see, as I move my cursor, you see the indicator, what the level is, and you see how we're in 75, 76 type of range. And as price keeps on going up, you see how we're coming off slowly into the 50s, and eventually where we are now, kind of like in the mid 50s. So that's one characteristic of a very good type of overbought or oversold, but a bearish divergence indicator. The other thing that you want to look out for is the longer the divergence, frankly, the better it is. So you see a situation where we went back all the way to July. We went back over a month, where we've gone higher. We've made new highs. You see these new highs, yet we've made lower lows on the RSI. So that's also a very good, 1 month, 1.5 months on a daily chart is a very good indication of bearish divergence building up. Um, so the other thing that you kind of want to do is you want to compare it. You just don't want to use in technical analysis one indicator. You want to use two indicators. So what I like to do is as well see if we have bearish divergence on any other time frame. So here I am. I'm going to the weekly charts, and as I go to the weekly charts, just bear with me. Um, I'm just getting rid of the trend lines on on the on the daily charts. And you see on the weekly, I don't even have to draw the trend lines, but you see how the weekly is going up as well, going all the way back since the beginning of the year, frankly. This is going back all the way since January. And you see how high we were on the RSI. I don't want to draw any trend lines because you can actually see the indicator right over here. Now it's 72, but if I move my cursor over, it says 88.69. And we made a new high in January in dollar Canada, and then we came off slightly, but then we made another new highs recently, and we haven't made new highs in the RSI. So you see how, oops, sorry about that. So you see how we're kind of going higher on the price. This is for 2015, but yet lower on the RSI. So we have it on two time frames. We have it on the daily and we have it on the weekly. So the question is, how do you translate this into money? Well, considering we really don't have any stop limits or places that we identified where we're wrong. What I generally like to do with bearish divergence, I like to use it in conjunction with other indicators, whether it be highs and lows from the day or the weeks beforehand, whether it be using Fibonacci levels, whether it be, there are a whole host of different areas of stops that one could use. But what I particularly use it for, I generally like to take some profit. In other words, what you'll find is that divergence is going to happen once you're in a trend. So I generally like to go through the trend. I generally like to be buying with the trend. And when I see divergence conforming, which is what's happening here, I'll generally look to take some money off the table. So that's pretty much when you want to. And the other thing is that even on the short-term trading, it's always helpful to see, which direction is the market going. This kind of gives you a reason to pause and to tell you, hey, dollar Canada may be at the highs here. You may want to be careful. So it's something for us to take a look in the future. We're going to be talking more about these bearish and bullish divergences. I would suggest, at the very least, for folks to check me out on my Twitter at LEMTrader, and also the website commoditiesguy.com. It's right there on your screen. And we'll talk more about bearish divergence. We'll talk more about how we make money from it. We'll talk more about the various usages, and we'll show you more examples of bearish divergence. Now, keep in mind, the divergence that I'm showing you in dollar Canada has not fully come to fruition, right? And this is the exciting part about it. So I'm not telling you about something in the past. This is live. Dollar Canada is on the highs right now. So we'll talk more about it. We'll show more examples of past bearish and bullish divergences which have worked, which haven't worked, and I look forward to talking more about it in the future. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.